The great outdoors, birds are singing, flowers are blooming, there's a slight breeze in the air. Then disaster strikes. It's raining hard. We forgot the tent stakes. Where's the bug spray? There's a ton of fun in being in the great outdoors, but when you need to be prepared the most, sometimes you're not. But that's okay. We're here today to discuss how to make the most out of your side quest away from civilization and be ready to face the forest. I'm KitKlawson.
I'm Revenge.
And I am Moo Moo.
So, obviously, we're talking about camping. I know a couple months ago now, those of us in my pack here, we went on a great excursion up to Michigan for a music festival. But how familiar are the two of you with the great outdoors? Like, what kind of things do you like to do when you go out?
Revenge, do you want to go first or should I?
I'm kind of familiar with the outdoors. It just depends on like where we're going, the area that we're in. Usually, we try to find a place that's not very isolated, but kind of
Mhm.
isolated. We like to do just like the traditional stuff like campfires. We will have either the tent or when I go with my other group of friends, we'll go in their RV. Um, Usually we'll do some kayaking, some trails, kind of like in that sense, but again, like not very like isolated because we want to make sure just in case like if something happens or if we need to get something for somebody, we have the means to break off and go get it. But we try to keep it as kind of isolated as possible, only because we don't want to take away from our group session as far as like spending time with each other and not having the rustle and bustle of like a very popular campground or something like that.
I'm from a family that used to like camp all the time, and I mean like all the time. I was in Girl Scouts, my brother was in Boy Scouts, so I would go camping with my Girl Scouts and he would go camping with the Boy Scouts, and even sometimes I would even go to like Jamboree and whatever. And there was this one time actually where it was like pouring rain, and where Jamboree was being held that year, there was kind of like a really tall downward like hill, mountain, not quite mountain, but like really large hill. And I remember just like taking a floor mat and mudding down the hill. So I used to go and do quite a bit of outdoor stuff, and I really enjoy the outdoors. And I wish I could camp more, but I just haven't recently.
See, that sounds like it would be a lot of fun. I never was part of the Boy Scouts or anything like that. I feel like that probably would have been my gay awakening.
Yeah, probably. There was a lot of
More than
shirtless
likely.
guys.
More than likely. I mean, if you haven't really got to experience like the Boy Scouts and stuff, because I was in the Boy Scouts and I completely forgot all about it. That opened partially. Like the key was put in the door, but it didn't turn yet. But it was put in there. That was the start of the gay awakening. Because, ooh, camp counselor. Oh,
Oh
just kidding.
yeah, of
Just kidding.
course.
Just kidding. Just kidding. No. But I mean, to gain the experience from being in Boy Scouts, like learning how to tie rope, learning how to use a map and a compass, how to start a fire, how to properly dig a pit so that way it's not an out of control fire, how
Mm-hmm.
to do rescue missions and stuff. Like the experience from it was absolutely amazing and it really helped out the process for me to enjoy camping more. But like you, Momo, I really wish that I could do it a lot more as far as
Yeah, no.
camping because it's so much fun.
It's especially a lot of fun when you're with people that you really enjoy hanging out with in the first place. I would totally go on a camping trip with the both of you. It would be so much fun.
But see, I would be dramatic on purpose for like one day when we first get there. I'll have like some bougie bags and a big old sun hat and everything. Like, oh my God, this is not the Atlantis Resort. Who said we were coming out here? These are not the shoes for it. I can't do it. No.
It's okay,
No,
Revenge.
I'm going back.
I'll find a nice big rock for you to lay on next to a creek, and I'll just fan you. I'll fan you. Like, come on, girl.
Yes. Wait, where's my coconuts? Like, I need my coconut drink. Like, oh my gosh, I need this like right now.
Beautiful.
That'd be fun. It would be fun. What about you, Kit?
Well, I haven't gone camping much at all recently, but you know, before I got married, before my late husband and I really got serious, I used to go stay with him every other weekend. He lived full time at a gay campground in his RV. So every other weekend, I would go spend the weekend with him.
That sounds like a lot of fun,
And
actually.
that kind of leads into one of our other questions here, one of our other talking points about like what a camping setup looks like. I'm not going to sleep on the ground. I'm sorry. I am not going to sleep on the ground. We will rent a cabin or we will get an RV and I'm going to sleep in a bed.
I don't care. I'll
Okay,
dead ass sleep on the
okay.
ground. I'll sleep on rocks. I don't
Okay.
care. I've done it.
Okay,
Concrete floor,
okay.
my beloved.
Right. I would have never have thought that you would be the bougie type kid. Like, really? You have to
Oh,
sleep on a bed. You can't enjoy like getting a cot or getting an air mattress, experiencing the outdoors. But no, your bougie behind needs to get a bed. Me too, girl. It's all
yeah.
right. So do I. So do I.
I was just,
No, no,
I got restless
no.
legs, and if I'm not in a real
Yeah,
bed, I don't sleep.
I know. I know. It's okay.
Mm.
It really depends because I'm okay with sleeping on the floor. Me in the military, all our missions and all our duty stations and everything like that. I'm used to sleeping on a cot, on a floor, on an air mattress. I'm used to it all. So it really depends on where we're going, how big the area is, and what's the depth of the ground. Because if the ground is grainy or bumpy, I'm sorry, I'm not going to lay on the floor with that. I'll probably will put it on a cot. But if it's like a smooth area that, has been smoothed out, then I don't mind sleeping on the floor of the tent. It's completely fine. So it just depends, really.
We'll say one time, this is a little off topic, but also not quite off topic. There was this one time my mom was dating someone who was in the military, and like he was watching me and my brother at the base one day, and those cots can be really comfortable if you're in like the right area. Cause I took
Right?
the fattest nap, and I was like refreshed in half an hour. And it was I woke up and I was
Right?
like, oh, how long was I sleeping? It's gotta be like half the day by now. I walk back to the room that my brother and him are in, and they're like, yeah, you were like just gone for 30 minutes. And I was like, what? No. I was asleep for a while. No, it's 30 minutes.
People, right? Like, people really be sleeping on these cots. Like, y'all don't understand. These cots can be super comfortable. They can be. Some of them, if you buy the cheaper stuff, you kind of get what you pay for. You don't have to buy the extremely bougie cots, but get like a mid-size and just it's so comfy.
Exactly. So, Revenge,
Uh-huh.
you said that you used to camp quite a bit, right?
Yes.
So, I know that you have been camping with like a bunch of your friends. Is there anything that has happened that has been notable on any of these trips?
That would have to be an episode for After Dogs. Yeah, yeah, that's that one. But that one's more graphic. So if y'all want to know about that one, yeah, stay tuned for the After Dogs for that part. But I can say this one. So it was, How many of us? There was 12 of us. Yeah, there was 12 of us. So it was a cabin, like an Airbnb kind of cabin. It was a big one too, because there was 12 of us. So it had like 14 bedrooms, so odd bathrooms and everything. It had a really big area in the backyard with a big old grill, a huge fire pit and everything. So it was kind of like the big camping experience. And then where it was fenced off in the backyard, there was an opening that you had access to that went into kind of like a small little forest area, but there was a giant lake behind there. So you had access to everything. 8 of us went to the lake, and some of us were fishing, some of us were swimming. There was like 2 people who were kayaking. I was just on the sideline because I was like, you know what? I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to relax and just enjoy the view, just take the insight of nature and just like really enjoy myself. And everything was fine. Then all of a sudden, my friend is literally screaming bloody murder from in the water. And then myself at that young age, I had traumatic experiences because people screaming, and then you watch like piranhas and Jaws and all this underwater like type movies and stuff, and someone screaming bloody murder, like you go into panic mode. And I'm like, oh gosh, okay, what do we need to do? What's happening? Whatever. And he's screaming bloody murder, and I'm like, what is going on? And I'm like, what is going on? You okay? What's happening? On the sideline, because I didn't get in the water because I was not trusting anything that was in that water at that time. And he's trying to swim over to get onto the shore and everything. And then he gets to the part where he's able to stand up. Like, my friend is like 6'4", so he's a tall boy. He gets up and he is walking kind of like in the fetal position. I'm like, yo, what is going on? And everyone's starting to collab over, gather over everything, and then he starts walking up walking up out of the water. I'm sorry to the viewers, but just imagine a 6'4" tall dude. He's built everything, and you think that this man could literally take on the entire world, like world's strongest man. Like, he's built, and something has him in a fetal position as he's walking.
Oh.
This man this man is screaming bloody murder because he got bit by a catfish.
No! No! No!
In the no square.
Oh no.
That catfish really was chasing balls.
This catfish was not letting go. And this sucker was on there for dear life. Like, this mofo was not
Catfish
coming
caught a
off.
worm.
He caught a worm, and he was not leaving this worm. He was determined to eat this worm. And I'm like, as he's coming out the water, I'm sorry, I could not contain myself. I was on the floor dying, and my friend is over here screaming because obviously he's in pain. But I couldn't help out. I was too busy laughing, trying to catch my own breath and not dying of suffocation. And it's just like, oh my God, my friends are so weird. They're so strange. Why is it that every time that we are in some type of activity or doing something together, something weird happened? And of course, I mean, you could have had something else, something like a smaller fish, anything to go into the no square and just attach for dear life. But you had to find a catfish. Of all the fish, it was a catfish. That sucker was on there for a while. It took a little bit of time to get that off, but that was probably the memorable, still to this day, still one of the best memories that I have. I have other ones, but again, those are for after dark. So, but yeah, that's probably one of the safer ones because my groups of friends are just, yeah, they're very, very unique, we will say.
That is amazing.
On a somewhat similar note, again, this was before my late husband and I were serious, so we were also seeing other people at the time. One of his visitors left some adult silicone objects at his RV at this adults only campground. And this one was still within its packaging, so never been used. We thought it would be funny to stick it on the door to the RV.
Shut up. Shut up. Oh my gosh.
Um. Okay, speaking of suctioning things onto things,
It gets better.
oh,
So now the RV had a new doorknob.
No way.
oh my god.
When some of the other campers who were very close for it was a small campground, so you knew everybody that was there. They would all come over, and instead of knocking, they would just slap it, so it would just boing.
That's what good mac and cheese sounds like.
Not the sound effects. Not the
Boy,
sound
oy, oy.
effects. Oh gosh. I love it.
So,
I am here for it.
speaking of suctioning things like that onto other things, I may or may not, when I was like freshly 18, bought my brother a red, white, and blue one for his birthday.
Oh.
And this dude proceeded to, you know when kids were bottle flipping? He
Oh, no.
bottle flipped this thing in his garage, and it landed smack dab in the middle of the TV that we have in there to play music. And it was on there for a good 6 months before it fell back down. And then he brought it home to use as like, what are they called? You know what like a coat hanger, He stuck that thing on the door and used it as a coat hanger.
Oh my gosh. Not a coat hanger.
Yes, a coat.
Oh, that's no. I love that though. I'm all for it. I love it.
To pull us back on track a bit. One of the good things about camping in an RV, like inside the RV, you're not really spending much time there. You go inside to cool off, you go inside to eat or to cook or sleep or use the bathroom. But you fold out the awning and you set up an outdoor living room, and people can just walk up and hang out with you right there under your awning. We had when I was staying at the gay campground, we had a fire pit right there next to our outdoor living room. And some of the best memories that we had Friday night, Saturday nights when the campground was full, we would easily have 20 people bring their own chairs and just sit and hang out around the fire pit, and somebody would bring a bottle of Fireball, and we would just pass the bottle around
Fireball.
and just for hours just outside under the stars. It was
Oh.
nice.
Yeah.
That sounds really nice. One of my favorite things to do while camping is definitely hang out around the campfire. Like just at the end of the night when you've had like a long day of like either hiking or doing whatever you've been doing, sometimes kayaking or whatever. When you come back to your place and like the sun starts to set and you set up a fire, it just everything feels crisp and like perfect in those like moments.
It's calm. Because in our day-to-day lives, in the cities, at work, it's always go, 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 go. And then you sit down around the fire pit and everything comes to a stop.
Speaking of campfires, who here likes s'mores?
If only I was allowed to have some.
Uh,
No chocolate.
no chocolate?
So I like the way s'mores taste, but they're messy.
They are. I like to completely burn the outside and then eat the outside and then burn it again and then eat the burnt and then burn it again and then
Oh
eat the
my
burnt.
god. Me
Wow.
too.
You too? That's
Yes.
Y'all
oh
are
my god.
ridiculous. Y'all are ridiculous. Who's got time for all that?
Me.
I mean, obviously, but
And I do it again. But no, I love just burning the marshmallows and then eating the burnt part and then burning it again. That's like the best.
that is so hilarious. Burn it and then eat it. Burn it and then that's a process.
It is
How
a
does the saying
process.
go, Revenge? Once you go black?
And this is why I resigned from Top Dogs Podcast. That's crazy. The fact that you threw that in here. Oh my gosh. That is crazy.
Okay, we're banned. We're banned.
I mean, accuracy, but still, like you threw that in there nonchalantly, and that's crazy. That's crazy.
Oh,
We're never getting that 5 minutes back, are we?
oh no,
Nope.
that was great. That was good. All right, guys, it is that time again. Stay in the loop with the Top Dogs podcast by subscribing to our YouTube channel and ringing the notification bell. Follow us on your favorite podcast platform and hit that follow button to get notified about every new episode. Show your love by leaving us a quick rating. Connect with our community on Discord and Telegram, and you'll find all the links in our link tree below. Thank you so much for your support. And if you want to snag some awesome perks while supporting us, Top Dogs Productions is proud to be a public charity with 501c3 tax-exempt status. This means that all subscriptions and financial support are tax deductible, allowing you to contribute to our cause while enjoying some great benefits.
And don't forget to check out our server subscriptions on Discord and Patreon. You can become a podcast supporter and get access to exclusive behind-the-scenes footage, join our supporter meetups, and use different custom hand-drawn emojis featuring the Top Dogs team. You can also chat with fellow podcasters and team members and fellow fans. And don't forget, we have new After Dogs show, and that's for mature audiences for only $2.99 a month. And are you craving more? Because you can also upgrade to Podcast Supporter Plus for $5.99 a month. Enjoy episode voting, suggesting podcast episodes, and join our live audience in our Discord.
Okay, so what are some staple items that are must-haves when you go camping?
Bug spray.
Toilet paper.
Yes, bug spray, toilet paper.
Ooh, that one's kind of hard. Cause I'm bougie, so definitely bug spray. Toilet paper is an absolute must. If you forget toilet paper, you might as well just go right on back home.
Also, wet
I don't
wipes.
care how long you drive. Oh yeah, wet wipes too. So like must have. All right, let me cut it. I would definitely say, as weird as it sounds, a must have or a staple would definitely be a first aid kit. Because you never know. Because usually they have all the stuff that you need in that first aid kit. And then, oddly enough, for me, definitely besides the bug spray, it would be the illumination light. Because, okay, this is about to sound extremely weird, but to me, I find it very satisfying when a bug gets zapped. For some reason, that noise of just the zapping part is just so satisfying to me. I don't understand why, but it is. So that's like a staple for me, and like I hang it up somewhere, knowing where there's going to be a lot of bugs at night, and then just consistently just hearing the zaps just go on off at night. It's just so satisfying to me.
Don't look at the light!
Yeah, no, I agree. I like seeing the bugs go and dead.
I think my Allegra just kicked it.
It's such a weird thing, but it's so sad. But I think also for me too, it would be like I would need to bring like travel sheets. I'm just kind of weird about that too.
I would also say probably, depending on what you're doing, definitely bring extra socks.
And underwear, yes.
Oh,
Mhm.
yes.
Unless you like going commando. Good for you. But definitely,
No, 'cause
definitely like extra socks and underwear.
if it's hot wherever you're at, and you're going to be outdoors quite a bit when you're camping, you're going to do a lot of sweating.
Mhm.
And while I don't mind getting my hands dirty, I mean, I work in a kitchen. I come home and I have to shower before going to bed because I'm covered in airborne grease particles. You're going to want to change underwear. You want to stay somewhat fresh.
Very much so. Very much
I
agree.
mean, we say this at furry conventions too. I mean, yeah, it applies to furry conventions as well. You need to stay fresh because
Mhm.
just because you like how you smell when you smell, that doesn't mean everybody around you likes how you smell when you smell. And they did not consent to that.
Oh, stinky.
That's so true. Oh gosh, that's so true.
So, now that we've talked about some definite bring items, are there any extra items that you guys could think of that makes camping easier, like more bearable for you?
Bring a portable fan.
Oh yeah.
Or just a big
And
fan, like one of those big, like, you move them and you get a gust of air.
True, true. But see, like for me, I would need to have like one of those fans that you can obviously run on either like a portable generator or you can like it would need some type of power source. But I would need a fan that would have like a cooling feature. Like I need it to be like cold. Because usually obviously going camping during like the spring and summer, it is hot. I'm sorry, I need to cool down a little bit, something, without going into the water. Like I need
yeah,
a cooling fan. I need a cooling
yeah.
fan.
Justin says a blower fan, definitely. If you've got electricity for a fan, I would also recommend something that you can boil water with, whether that's a coffee maker or an electric tea kettle, because if you have boiled water, you can cook.
That is true.
So you bring water, something to boil water with, and you bring cups of ramen noodles, and you have easy meals.
Either that or bring those disposable coffee cups and bring mashed potatoes.
That too. Oh, that's a good idea.
Or you could just do what I do, and just bring like MREs
That too.
as well.
That too. I've also done that.
Those are so good. Ugh.
Okay, but what's your favorite MRE?
Let's not start that argument. Let's not start that argument because that
But I
would go
need to
on for
know.
hours.
I need to know.
Oh my gosh, it would start for hours. It depends on the brand of MRE and it depends on where it's coming from because like the military grade MREs, like oh god, the chicken noodle one obviously is a classic fave of mine. The chili mac, ooh, if I really want to be devious, I will do that purposely for people who I can't stand, and I will bash on that, and then they will regret it later because I do not care.
I personally
Uh,
like the Southwest style beans.
that's actually pretty good. I do like that one. I do like that one. There's a couple of them. I have to. Oh, I can't remember. But all I would say is literally we would make a game out of it. Um, once we would get the MREs and be like, what are your side dishes? Like, who's got the best side dishes? Like, ye, the main reason why I would get either the chili mac or the chicken noodle one is because 9 times out of 10 they would come with either Skittles, they would come with the cheddar cheese pack for the crackers. They would come with a poppy seed cake, a Pop Tart, or they would come with a with the like the Chex Mix nuts and stuff like that. So those are because I would like the side parts because we're in the military, like basic training. You're not supposed to have candy or any type of sweets like that because you're supposed to be getting fit. And I'm sorry, I'm a curve and swerve kind of girl. Okay, I'm a thickums. Okay, I like my sweets and I like my candy. So the day that every time that we would get it, and I would be lucky enough to get one, I would hide it and have a midnight snack. We're not supposed to have those, but
I love
hey,
that.
I don't care. It also depends on the category because I'm weird like that, and I actually had a write down of the ones that I liked. So, um, oh, the spaghetti with beef sauce. Yes.
Yeah, the kind of like
Yes.
bolognese one that they do.
Yes.
That one
Ugh.
slaps. That one
Slaps
slaps
so
so
good.
hard.
So good. What was the other one? The beef stew was bussin'. Like, that
Yes.
was super good. Super, super good. And then they would always have like the tuna packets and everything like that. Those would really, really, really be good. What's that other one? Oh my gosh. I'm gonna be irritated because I can't remember. Oh, the chicken pesto pasta. Yo.
Yes.
My gosh. And I would tell people if they've never had pesto before, that would definitely be the one to try. Because it's not a lot, but you get the kick flavor of it and you understand why people are so obsessed with it.
Oh, pesto is so easy to make.
Pesto is like
Okay,
amazing.
look, listen here, chef. Okay, from Hell's
No.
Kitchen. You know
Yes,
what?
chef.
No.
Not all of us are gifted like you, okay?
Listen, Linda. Listen.
Oh no! Now the earring of the wig is coming all the way off. You ready to square up? Let's go. No, I'm just kidding.
Pesto is just garlic and basil and parmesan and olive oil. And if you don't have nut allergies, you can add like pecans or pine nuts are traditional, but they're expensive.
Mhm.
But
Oh,
when I
right,
do
yeah, I
it here at the house, because we do have someone here with a nut allergy, I use sunflower
Ironic.
seeds.
that was so slick how you just slid that in there.
I had to.
I love how we're starting back on making episodes and we are sliding these in. This is perfection. Oh, I love
yeah.
it.
Yeah. This relaxed setup here, everybody's got jokes today.
Hey, look, we got to come back strong, okay? So we're making sure that we are hitting all the right notes.
That's
Okay.
okay. You're gonna get more of these jokes soon.
Oh, good, because this is some good energy. Does anyone have any disaster stories? I've got one that I'm saving, but I want everyone else to go first.
I have a couple disaster stories. I want to say that I was like probably 12, 13, 14 maybe at the latest. But I was like the step below what cadets is, and that would be like the equivalent of like Eagle Scout cadets would be. But I was like a couple steps below that, and we were camping this one year, and it was like late June, I want to say. And we were at this place called Camp Tecumseh, and it's a little camp somewhere in like middle of nowhere, Indiana, and it has a few like areas that have ravines or like really steep hills, and then it's a camp that's spread out between an entire like 20-mile radius. So from one end of the camp to another is a quite a long hike. And
Yeah.
we were coming back from our archery lesson, and we were like 3-4 miles maybe away from where our cabin was at the second, because we had like mini cabins where they were set up and they were in like a rounded area, and each mini cabin was basically 4 people to bunk in, like 4 little mats to bunk in, and we were uphill, and it started pouring, like absolutely pouring, and all the trails became a mud bath. And so the entire way back was us fighting through the very heavy, very cold rain that none of us thought that was going to happen. And so we were underdressed, we were underprepared, we weren't wearing our boots, we were just wearing our sneakers. And going back to camp was just awful. And by the time we got there, like, it was maybe 2 hours past when we were supposed to be there, so everyone was freaking out. But it sucked.
All right, I have a collection. It's just weird. Where was this one at? This is where we went to. Where was this at? Somewhere in Tennessee. I can't remember where, but it was somewhere in Tennessee. Went to, it was another. Oh no, I take that all the way back. Sorry, it was a campground here in Ohio. And it was a gay campground, actually. So there was 2 sections of this campground. There was the normal, regular type of campgrounds. It had a few cabins in there. It had a few areas where you could park your RV and everything like that. It had the community center. Like, that was your standard area. But then it also had another section where it was more isolated and you can actually get like the camping experience. It was massive. They had a lot of acres. So a group of friends of mine, we went to one of the isolated areas, and it was beautiful. It was great. I forget what event we were going to for that, but we went and we got everything set up and everything. And then I was walking to go to the community center, because the only downside with the isolation area is that there's no like public bathrooms or anything like that out there. You have to walk to the community center, which is not bad of a walk anyway. So walking back to the community center, and once you get past the wooded area, it's an open field. So walking back to go to the bathroom and then get some other stuff from the gift shop and everything, because I forgot a few things. As I come into this open clearing, all I see is literally people running all over the place. Like, it was like a whole disaster moment. Like, something happened that caused a whole uproar and stir amongst everybody. And I go into instant panic mode because I'm like, oh my God, what is happening? Something is here. There's like, I'm starting to freak out, and I'm about to turn and run to go back to our campsite. And the second I turn around, I slip and fall. And I don't care. I'm not embarrassed to say it, because to me it's still funny to this day. I slip and fall, and I face plant into the dirt or into the mud because it was a little wet. I was like, okay, cool. Face plant, you know what? Okay, let me get up and everything. And then as I get up, there is this extreme foul odor that is coming from somewhere, and I have no idea where it's coming from. I fell into some type of dookie, some type of boo-boo, some type of turd that was left there as I'm turning. And I'm like, yeah. This is literally the time where someone says, you know, when you smell your upper lip, that's what you smell it. Yeah, that was definitely me. That was a big disaster. Then for me, I'm like, oh great. I fell into something. I don't know what type of poop this is. I don't know where it came from. But I can't go back to the campsite. I can't go into the public eye. People are running around, I'm guessing, because once I found out, they were literally just doing a game where they were running around doing something, but obviously I had no idea. I can't go to the public area. So what am I going to do? So I had a rag with me also. So I took the rag. I was wiping my face, and then I was like, you know what? This is kind of coming off. I need some more stuff because this rag is now dirty. So I grab some leaves and start wiping my face.
I hope they weren't poison ivy.
48 hours later,
No.
Oh no.
calamine lotion
Oh.
all over my face.
I have another small story that isn't about me, but it's about my dad's first ex-wife's. Actually, my dad's second ex-wife, because the first ex-wife would be my mom. Her son, when we came back from Jamboree, had apparently wiped his Tukey with poison ivy and poison oak. So his whole groin area was, yeah. Yeah.
I can assure you, he did not wipe his front with the leaves. He handled the leaves and then
And then touched his front.
had had an intimate moment with himself.
Oh,
Yup.
without question.
But yeah, wiped the Tukey, and then probably peed, and yeah.
That is hilarious.
I was so
Oh
happy
my
when that
gosh.
happened, though, because he was a jerk before they went. And then he came back like that.
That is, oh my gosh, that is hilarious.
All right. Well, buckle in. This is a wild one. On our trip to Michigan a couple months ago, we rented an RV. There were 6 of us in this RV. We left here at 10 o'clock at night and drove straight through the night because it's a solid 15-hour drive. We are maybe 3 hours away from our destination. Leaving Ohio and going into Michigan, we passed through a toll booth.
I know this story.
So the sign on the toll booth said, "Watch your mirrors." And Colton's driving. He's, "Watch your mirrors. Why watch your..." Bang. The mirror hit the toll booth platform.
Oh no.
And then hit.
It pulled it in rapidly and slammed into the driver's window. And the driver's window then proceeded to transform into a spider web and then fall out of the door.
Oh no.
So now we have no window, no glass in the door on the driver's side of this RV that we rented. And we are still 3 hours away from our destination. And it's about to rain.
Oh my gosh.
We ended up finding a glass repair place that could get us in same day. These people were awesome. They were super nice. They took care of us, and we took that opportunity to stop and eat while they were repairing the glass. So we made the best of it, but we definitely had to pay for the the safety deposit was not going to cover the whole glass repair. So we had to pay for that out of pocket. Once we got back on the road, cool, that's fantastic. But that was still a couple until we managed to get to the glass. We didn't stop. We were all on our phones calling different people while Colton is still driving, and he's laughing manically because he can't believe this shit has happened. We found the
no.
place. We got there. It didn't rain too hard, while we were without a window. Um, but yeah, now everybody's wide awake. And so we got the glass fixed. We had a meal, and we made it to the venue. Getting everything set up, and we go to put the slide out on the kitchen side of the RV. All of a sudden, this white powder just starts rushing out from under the floor. We think, oh my God, it's on fire. How did we get here? And now it's on fire. So we stop, we undo it. No fire. It doesn't smell like fire. We put it back out. And then even more powder comes out. So we let it back in. We do some more investigating, and we realize the slide out has pinched the handle of the fire extinguisher.
Oh gosh.
So the small little travel size fire extinguisher has now been fully discharged. It's fine, whatever. They're like $25 at Home Depot. That's not a big deal. At least it's not a fire. It's the opposite of a fire.
Y'all was going through it with this trip.
Oh, I'm not done.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. And there's more.
Oh, but wait, there's more.
Right.
So we get there, we learn that we will have access to water on the RV, and we're excited. Oh yeah, cool. Now we can we've filled up the water tank on board, so now we have water from the sink. The water pump in the RV doesn't work,
No.
so we paid to fill up the water tank in the RV for nothing.
Oh my, I would have flipped.
We
Because I would have been
we were
done.
able to, because the RVs have a like a spigot outdoors that you could hook a hose up to let water out. And so we were able to use the water there at least, but we still had to go outside the RV to get to it, which means we were not using any showers in the RV. And then finally, we're all getting ready for bed, and there are ants everywhere inside the RV. So
What in the
apparently,
world is going on?
we parked a
Jeez.
wheel on top of an ant hill. And so the bug spray that was meant for mosquitoes, I ended up using that for ants.
My God.
So I sprayed
Wow.
surfaces down around where they were getting in at, and it actually did kill the ants, so that was good. Um, but there were still some getting in from somewhere, and so my shoulders, because I slept indoors, my shoulders ended up getting bitten. Not eaten alive, but there were at least 2 or 3 a night. I got a few bites.
Oh my gosh.
You guys really did go through some.
Yeah, yeah, we did. And then we get back
Yeah.
and they're like, "All right, well, let's start planning different for next year." And I'm like, "Y'all want to do this shit again?"
Y'all want to go through all this again?
Colt's like,
No.
I'm gonna plan it better.
Like, damn, I got PTSD from this. I don't want to do that again.
Oh no. Oh no.
So yeah, that was the story. Oh, actually, there's more to it.
Oh, there's more.
It did not happen to us, but it happened at home while we were there. The neighbor's tree fell in our backyard while we were there that first night, because apparently a storm came through that was a lot worse than predicted. So a tree fell in our backyard that was not originally in our backyard, and 2 of the guys that came with us, they own an auto shop, and their shop got broken into all in the same night.
Insane.
The whole universe was just like, F you guys. I'm gonna take a dump all over everything.
Universe said, "Hold my beer."
Right.
Oh, that's terrible.
Exactly. Hold my beer.
I wish Colton had been able to be here for this recording because, yeah, he was driving whenever the whole thing went down. Of course, they were at a music festival, so how should I put it? They were at the festival, but they were also in outer space
Oh
while
yeah.
trying to deal with the shop being broken into and the tree in our yard. It was quite eventful.
I was told that they called 911 and didn't realize that you have to be in the vicinity to call 911. Otherwise, you have to have
Yeah.
someone there call 911.
Yeah. They called 911 and it connected to the local 911 in Michigan. So they're like, "No, you're gonna have to call their direct line, not the public line."
911, what's your emergency?
What's something that you guys would advise first-time campers or like people who don't camp very often? What would you advise them to do or bring? Any last things?
Ooh. Okay. I got this one. All right. So here's what you need to bring. You need to bring you a big old sun hat. You need to bring you some expensive shoes to wear in the mud. You need to bring you some big old clutch size suitcase.
One eternity later.
Act like you're going. No, I'm just kidding. Never mind. We're not gonna talk about that. No. So my advice to the first time campers would definitely be like, once you figure out where you guys want to go, do your research of the surrounding areas, because you always want to be prepared in case something goes absolutely crazy or something happens. You want to have the resources to either A, find the nearest establishment where you're able to have access to a phone, because sometimes when you go camping, you don't have cell service. Some people go and they realize, I don't have any cell signals or anything like that to get a hold of anybody and call like emergency services or anything like that. So just in case, you want to find the nearest establishment where you're able to either get cell service or go to that establishment to call for help. Make sure that you have a decent size first aid kit just to have as a safety measure. Also, I would advise to make sure once you have figured out and planned out everything, have fun with it, because you're going to enjoy the beauty of nature and you're going to enjoy the time that you're going with people, or if you're going by yourself, enjoy the experience away from reality for a little bit. Just enjoy yourself, like take it all in, get the experience of just setting up a canopy or setting up a hammock and just looking at the stars at night. Just enjoy yourself.
I would say if you think you're gonna need it, bring it.
Super facts.
Right. Like things you're gonna need, obviously bring those. And then if you think you're gonna need it, but you're not sure, bring it anyways. You're going to overpack. With that being said, don't bring too much. I know that's contradictory, but once you've been camping at least once, you're gonna get it. You'll know what I mean, because it's inevitable. You're going to bring things that you don't need, things you don't use, but the instant you don't bring it, you're gonna need it.
For sure.
That is so true. That is so true.
If there is anything, and I mean anything, that you remember to bring, make sure that one of those things is water.
Oh yeah.
Because you will forget to drink. If you are having fun, you will forget. And you should always make sure that once you remember, you have things readily available. Because you will be out in the sun, maybe even some sunscreen you should bring if you burn easily. But make sure you hydrate. because you are going to be walking around, enjoying yourself, sweating, all that. You need to replenish your water.
That being said, thank you all listeners for sticking with us, and we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Take care,
Bye.
everyone. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.